Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. I want to give you a walkthrough review of iOS 5. This will be going live October 12th. This is the Gold Master build that's running on my iPad 2 right now. This is the exact same build that you will get when it becomes available on October 12th. Again, that's coming to the iPad 2, the original iPad, the iPhone 4, the iPhone 3GS, I believe, as well as the 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th generation iPod Touches. Basically, newer hardware will be getting this update. First thing I just want to mention, Newsstand. Basically, this is the place where you'll be able to aggregate all of your magazine subscriptions. You buy them in the App Store, and then new subscriptions are put into here. In the background, updates will be downloaded. I'm not going to go ahead and do that for you because I'm not feeling any magazines right now, but I just want to give you a heads up on that. So the first feature I kind of just want to show you is reminders. So basically, this is a way to set up to-do lists, reminders. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's make up a new reminder. I'm going to make a reminder just to call one of my friends after this video. So you go ahead and do that. And then you can remind me when. You can select on a day. So let's say today. And then you can set up repeat alarms. Let's say this is something you want to do every week. So you could do every week. On the same time, you can do that. What's cool is there's actually a feature on the iPhone, because the iPhone is a product that you'll carry around with you. You can actually set up what they call a geofence. So basically, you could set up the reminder to when you left your work, let's say, then you'll be reminded to call. It makes a lot of sense, and it's actually really easy to do. And then once it becomes completed, you can just click on that. And you can also look at more of a calendar view if that's what you're into. So, pretty easy. That's reminders. Next thing I want to show you is the Twitter integration. It's extremely deep Twitter integration. In the settings, you log in with your Twitter stuff, and then you can go ahead and share it. So, let's go to Maps. Right now I have pulled up Cupertino, California. So, let's say we wanted to share this with my Twitter friends. You go ahead and click on the info, and you can share location. You get a choice to email, message, or tweet. We can click on tweet. And then it grabs our location over here. It gives us a little preview of what it'll look like there, and then Cupertino, California, and you can type any more text that you want. And then all you basically have to do is click send, and it's sent. All your Twitter followers get it. It's very, very easy. Another implementation of this is the browser. So let's say I was just on ESPN today looking at my 6-0 Clemson Tigers. And you know what? I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it would be something cool that you guys want to see how great my football team is. Again, 2 clicks, tweet it. You can add a location if you want to, but then basically right here you just have the ability to see the preview, and the link will be there, and you can type whatever you want and tweet it. It goes right out and is extremely, extremely easy. Twitter integration is throughout the operating system, single login, which makes it really easy to get everything done. You know, now that we're in the browser, let's show you some other features here. So first of all, tabs. You can see that instead of having window views, we have tabs. They basically function sort of the same way, but it just makes it a lot easier. So we can go ahead and click on this other tab. Let's say I was reading this article on consumers spending more money on video games in Q2. Well, this is kind of interesting to read here, but it's a little distracting. We have ads here, we have sidebar stuff here. What if I just want to get a plain and simple view? Enter reader. We saw this with Safari for the iPhone, or for the Mac, and of course then the PC as well. And basically it strips out all that content, it strips out Flash content, strips out the ads, sidebar stuff, and then you can just go ahead and read it. It makes it really easy. Then you can change the font size bigger or smaller if that's what you want to do. So that's pretty cool. Another cool feature is reading lists. So let's say you found this article, I tweeted it, let's say to you. You saw it, you thought it was pretty cool, but you couldn't read it now. Go ahead and add that to a reading list. And then basically when you just go to your bookmarks, you'll see the reading list here. And then you can go all or unread. So if you click on it, it loads it up for you. You can go ahead and read it. And then that'll come up as all because you just read it. So it really makes sense. You save the page, and then when you come back and you finally read it, it automatically gets taken out of the pages that you've already read. So it really makes a lot of sense there. One last thing that I just want to show you that I thought was pretty cool is the fact that the keyboard, and I'm going to try to do this with one hand, the keyboard now pulls apart. So basically, you have space just for each of your thumbs, and you can go ahead and type in landscape mode with just your thumbs without having to move your entire hand around, which actually makes it pretty easy. And the keyboard will do the exact same thing in vertical orientation as well. So the next thing I just want to show you, notifications. basically you just pull it down, and anything that sends a push notification, you'll get it here. So we have iMessages, which I'll show you in a second. You have calendar entries. Anything that sends push notifications will do it. And that'll also show up on the lock screen. So as you can see on my iPhone, I have a notification, a Sports Center notification on my lock screen that's just telling me some information. And you'll see it in both places, which is really cool and works very, very easy. Calendar, messages, again, anything that sends that. So let's look over here. I mentioned iMessage. That's the next feature I want to show you. Basically, iMessage is BlackBerry Messenger for iOS products. So iPod Touches, iPhones, and iPads. You basically log in with an email address in the settings, of course, and then that's how you do it. So this is just, I'm talking to myself here because not a lot of people that I know have iOS 5 already. So kind of a boring demo. But let's say I wanted to type, what's up. Go ahead and send that. And of course, you can add a picture as well. And immediately on my iPhone, I get that alert, and I can slide, and it'll pull it right up, and I can say, what's up? So now, as I'm typing, just notice over here, first of all, it says delivered, so that means you can see that this iMessage message has been delivered, and the person has looked at it. But as I start to type here, you can see in live mode, in live preview, that I've started to type, and that's just kind of gibberish, but I can go ahead and send that off, and it sends right there. So iMessage is really pretty easy to do. So the next feature I just want to show you really quickly is the new photos. First of all, they have changed the way you can take photos and the way you look at photos. So first, let's just look at the improvements to taking photos. So we're going to switch this to the front view so you can see my camera setup and you can see me looking at you. So this is the front view, and you can see it now. That's something that you didn't see before. But there's a grid here, and you can go ahead and set that up and just turn that on. That's basically a cool little feature. Again, you have it right here, so you can turn grid on or off. And now we're in the rear-facing camera, so just another thing that I can show you. You can just pinch to zoom in. Of course, that's digital zoom at this point, but it works okay, and it's not the worst feature set in the world. So taking photos is pretty easy. And there's also, in that settings menu that I just showed you, for the iPhone 4 and probably the iPhone 4S as well, there's also an option to turn HDR on or off, which makes it really easy. It was kind of a little cumbersome before, but that's pretty easy. So now let's look at photos here. So here's just a screenshot that I took a while ago. Let's just show you the little editing features that you have. First of all, let me just show you real quick. Again, you can tweet right from there. It's very easy, but now you have this edit menu here. So you can enhance, which is an auto enhance feature. It doesn't really do that much, but it actually does improve it a little bit. Especially, this wasn't even a photo, this was a screenshot. Or actually, this was a photo, I'm sorry. And so you can enhance that, and I can turn that off. Again, off, on. Off, on. It definitely improves it a little bit. And you can also crop, and you can also constrain it if you want to keep it 16 by 9 or whatever you want to do, and you can pull in and out whatever you want. You can make it square. And then you just go ahead and save it, and then boom, done. It's really pretty easy, and it's really pretty nice to do. Multitasking gestures real quick, just want to mention those. Again, I mentioned this in a previous video about multitasking gestures, but 4 fingers, you can go between. You can also pull up the multitasking view, pull it down, and then 5 fingers will close it all out for you. It's really pretty easy if you just don't want to use the home screen or the home button to go back. It's subtle, but it's nice, and that's iPad only. So really, there's a couple new features that I just want to mention on the back end that you won't be able to I can't really demo for you. Wi-Fi sync, so you can sync movies, photos, home videos, music, all while connected to a power source. So all you have to do is plug your iPad or iPhone into a power source. If it's connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your laptop or desktop that you normally sync with, all over the air, everything will get done really easily for you. And of course, iOS 5 also co-launches with iCloud, so backups are done over the air, updates are done over the air. Again, your photos and videos are synced over the air to the cloud and then pushed down to your other iOS devices and to your computer as well. It's really pretty easy to do. You just sign in with your Apple ID, and Apple's iCloud function takes care of the rest. So just quickly, this is one of the best improvements to iOS that we've seen for a while. I really think that with the new notifications is kind of the biggest feature, and I'm just so happy to finally have that. You know, there are still some bugs. It's still a little sluggish sometimes compared to the previous builds. I've been using iOS 4.3, not even the most recent 4.3, and there are some speed improvements, but there are some slowdowns as well. So basically, overall, it's a really solid update, and you'll be very happy to use it. Okay, guys, I'm Michael Sherlock from michaelsherlock.com. This is my review of iOS 5. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.